Welcome to Screams from the Grave. What's up, everybody?
Howdy do.
Evening,
I
all.
do good. I do very good. And George, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. You need another silent partner. Here I am.
I figured.
For those that don't get the joke, watch our episode with Evil Scott.
I don't have a favorite Tool album.
No.
Let's get that out there right
Don't
now.
ask George what his favorite Tool album is, or Corner
Corner.
album, or anything. But you can ask him what one of his favorite Def Leppard albums is, and he might say
Hysteria.
I might say on through the Hysteria
Might-
now.
Hey, mine's bigger.
What do you mean yours is bigger? What are you talking about? It's a record. It's the same one
Oh,
size.
I thought it was a CD. I don't know. Your fucking screen's like a half an inch
A
high.
CD. If I put this up, this looks bigger than my head. You thought that was a CD? This is a CD.
I don't know. I've
That's a
never met
CD.
you in person. You could be a dwarf.
That is true. I could be.
Right, the
But
Peter
I'm not.
Dinklage of Rad Salad. There he is.
But I'm not. And today's pick is On Through the Night from Def Leppard. And actually, Lou, me and you talked about doing a Def Leppard discography, which we still will do at some point.
Okay, that's cool. I hope it doesn't clash with this episode of Screams to the Grave, because
No.
chances are we'll probably talk about this album again.
Of course, we're going to talk about this album again. But
Nothing wrong with that, but I'm out after Pyromania.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So, but we'll do it at some point. But a song came on the other day on my Amazon, and I was like, you know what? That'd be a good episode to do for that show, and very easy since I really don't have to listen to it because I grew up listening to Def Leppard, so easy show to do.
There
Should
we
be
go.
And George
Plus,
right now is looking
it's the
at
best
the
one.
track list so he can remember what.
I'm sitting there on the Wikipedia getting caught up real quick because it's been so long.
What'd you say,
Oh,
Greg?
wow. I said, well, this is my favorite one.
The first one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's their best one. Well,
It's their rawest, that's for sure.
It's definitely my favorite. Honestly, their best album is probably High and Dry because they had refined themselves a little bit. But yeah, I love this album. It's very raw, very heavy. This one actually sounds like the rest of the new wave of British heavy metal at the time,
That
as
is
far
true,
as
it does.
attitude goes.
Mm-hmm.
But when did you start listening to Def Leppard, Greg? Like, what was the first album?
When I was about 11 or 12, I actually had Pyromania first. I had it on cassette.
So did I.
So you started with Pyromania too.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you, Lou?
Adrenaline, right?
Found my brother.
Slang.
I found my brother's Pyromania cassette,
Okay.
and that's how I discovered it. And then backtracked, discovered High and Dry. Then Hysteria came out, loved it, and I only discovered On Through the Night literally the Christmas right before Adrenalize came out, because there was no Def Leppard album that came out, and Steve Clark had just passed away, rest in peace. So
Right.
I didn't think they were going to come out with another album, and I just said, okay, let me listen to their first one. Fell in love with it instantly.
Wow. Well, I got into Def Leppard with Hysteria, and I heard "Bring It On" the Heartbreak, but and I love that song. But and then what was the other one from Pyromania? Rock of Ages. That was always a cool one. But Hysteria was my favorite album. It was the only album I ever listened to when I was a kid, and I must have owned that cassette about 10,000 times because I would just listen to it so much it would just break. But as Lou said, I went back through the discography, and at one point, I actually didn't even know this album existed. I just happened to come
really?
across. Yeah, no idea. I was only like 7 years old, Greg. What are you shaking your head for?
Because you love Hysteria, but didn't know On Through the Night existed. This was the second one I got, man.
No, I had no idea. And actually, a friend of mine, well, not really a friend of mine, a guy I went to school with. I think his brother had On Through the Night, and I said, "Can I borrow it?" I never heard it before, and he would not let me borrow it. Wouldn't even give me a copy of the cassette to hear it.
Can't
What
you
a
blame
dick,
him? It's
huh?
that good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was such a dick move, though. I was so pissed off. But,
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So then I went to a music store, and they had it because I guess it was so sacred that they had it inside the glass case or whatever. And my mother bought it for me on cassette. And I don't know. When I first heard it, coming from Hysteria, it's weird. It's not
It's like
the same
totally different band.
Totally different band. And even Joe Elliott doesn't even sound the same, you know?
No, everything sounds about 1,000,000 times better here. Non-wussified.
All right.
Well, they were writing Hysteria under the premise of they had the success of Pyromania. It took them 4 years to get Hysteria out. They wrote it under the premise of, all right, we need to write hit songs. It was a hell of a follow-up, so they really had a lot of pressure. That first album was just like, cool, we're recording, yay.
Right.
A bunch of kids in the studio.
Yeah.
It's very raw sounding, and, you know.
Well, you
And
have,
not only in it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you had a band at 2 different points in their career. In the beginning, they were just young kids trying to be like their heroes, UFO and Thin Lizzy and Slade and T-Rex. By the time Hysteria came out, they were trying to become the rock equivalent to Michael Jackson's Thriller. So,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But ended up making bad.
There was a lot of pressure on them, too. You know, the record label sitting there going, you need to, do better than you did on the previous album. So,
Yeah.
Oh, great.
No pressure.
Great pop record. It's just soulless and meaningless to me.
well, that's pop music in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
The
not
more,
talking about
the more you try and mass market, the more it's going to be like that. So,
Yeah. Like
Anyway.
American cheese.
yes.
But we're talking about On Through the Night, and I
right.
really, this is one of my favorite album covers, though. I mean, actually, Dave Elvis, oh my God, how do you spell it? Say it? Elfson, thank you.
Dave Ellefson of
Thank
Megadeth.
Megadeth.
He just released a new album, and he actually used this front cover.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how he got away with doing that. I mean, it's exactly.
I'm sure he paid him.
I don't know, but a very cool album cover. I really like this album cover a lot. And like I said earlier, when I got this cassette, I put it on. I'm like, who the hell is this? There's no way this is Def Leppard. Nothing sounds the same. The drummer even sounds like different to me. I don't know.
Sounds like he's got all his limbs.
It does.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's got 2 arms and he's playing. I don't know. It's weird. But
A different guitar player.
different guitar player. Yeah, a lot of different stuff going on here.
And
Yeah.
also, the guy who produced it was Tom Alam, who also produced the classic Judas Priest albums.
Yep.
So, yeah, but on first listen, I wasn't crazy about it. I mean, Hello America, I know that was like their big single. I just
Well, it was their
Wasted.
attempt at a big single, yeah.
yeah. But
Wasted.
I mean, I love Rock Brigade, and Hello America is kind of annoying, but I like it even though it is what it is. But, dude, Sorrow is a Woman, and it could be you, and then Satellite, and When the Walls Come Tumbling Down. That's one of the best first sides of a record in history.
oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, first listen to this, I did not like it. It took me quite a few listens to really get into the songs.
To
and stuff like
absorb
that.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's just like I said, it was a shock from Hysteria to this.
Oh, no,
You know,
I get
even
it.
from High and Dry. It was like High and Dry is like the heaviest album they did, and then coming to this, I felt like it was a little light. You know, it was a little too light for them. But I don't know. It's cool, but like I said, it grew on me. Rock Brigade is awesome, like you said. Hello America is probably one of my least favorites on here, and Sorrow as a Woman's really cool. It Could Be You. I could kind of give or take that one. Satellite's cool, and like you said, Greg, When the Walls Come Tumbling Down. That's a great ending for side 1.
Satellite's actually my favorite song on here. I mean, it's got some of the best guitar riffs, but then the chorus part with the drum fill and the way Joe Elliott sings that, ooh yeah, ooh yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Man, that
Very catchy.
they should have released that as the single, not
Right. I think so, because it
But-
fits more with the rest of the songs on the album.
Oh, totally.
Lou?
My opinion, it's probably one of the best first sides that I've ever heard on an album. Like you, I agree. Hello America is a song that I could do without. And again, with my case, I guess it's probably just a case of burnout factor. But I remember when I first heard Rock Brigade, I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't sound like it has Phil Collins' guitar style all over it, and it wasn't. It was Pete Willis.
Pete Willis.
Right.
Yeah.
And as much as I respect Phil Collins as a guitar player and a songwriter, my biggest tiff with him is that he's a very sloppy player when it comes to playing fast. And I feel like Pete Willis with Steve Clark has that perfect combination of like Michael Schenker meets Thin Lizzy meets like the classic '70s rock bands. It was perfect. And it pains me that Pete Willis does not get the credit he deserves, and it pains me even more that people forgot about Steve Clark.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. It's Vivian Campbell. It's the new Steve Clark.
And I love Vivian. I mean, God knows the stuff he did with Dio was great.
Dio, Whitesnake, yeah.
But once he hit Def Leppard, it just went downhill.
No, that was just that was the paid gig.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna knock it. I mean, I'm happy that he's got the gig. Yeah, you go ahead, Greg.
I would whore myself out like that. So,
I mean, I'm happy he got the gig, but I mean, for me, this is the quality stuff.
Yeah, good for him for that. I just wish he would let them release the archival Sweet Savage stuff on official LPs or CDs even. But they turned a lot of those songs into Dio songs, so not happening.
George, what do you think about the side one of Onto the Night?
Side one's great. It is a great side. Again, it's raw. It's what the band was originally before all the producers and all the people came in and said, "Yeah, you're going to sound like this instead, so you can sell more albums."
Yeah.
But just for what it is, it's really good.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite song off the side one?
I do not have a favorite song. I don't have a favorite Tool album either.
Neither do I.
I'm not the only one, yes.
The ironic thing about the song Hello America, though, was that when they released it as a single, the British music press turned on them so badly because they felt like they were selling out England for the United States. So when they performed the Reading Festival, and apparently it's commonplace for fans at the Reading Festival to hurl bottles of piss and garbage at the audience, and apparently Def Leppard
it's like a Gore concert.
Yeah.
Now that's blood and fecal
matter.
Fake scene. Apparently Def Leppard got hit the hardest with the trash that day because of Jeff Barton at Sounds Magazine.
Yeah. But hey, it ended up working out for them.
They get the last laugh.
Yeah. I'm sure they're not crying.
No.
But
crying on platinum albums.
Yeah, right. Getting to side B, Wasted, Rocks Off, It Doesn't Matter, It Don't Matter, sorry, and Answer to the Master and Overture. Overture is probably my favorite song off this entire album. I love how that epic ending final song.
Yeah.
It's got the acoustic guitars and then it gets that heavy part in there. It's just such an awesome song. And It Don't Matter. It's kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like Satellite, I think. It's got the very catchy melodies.
It is. Same thing with Sorrow Is a Woman. A lot of the album is built on those really catchy melodies with the nice guitar hooks to it, and then shit like Wasted, Rocks Off. All that reminds me a lot of like UFO and 70 Scorpions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean they do it their own way. I love the feel to it.
Right. Actually, Rocks Off is probably my least favorite of this whole entire album.
Mine too.
Really?
Well, yeah. However, I like this version of it a lot better than the most popular one seems to be the first single they did when it was still called Get Your Rocks Off, but that one's a little too raw and bubblegummy sounding for me. It sounds a lot better with this production and the beefed up guitars.
Yeah.
I actually prefer the EP version. And the version of Overture on the EP is I wouldn't say it's as epic as the one that's on Through the Night, but it's definitely a lot more raw.
Yeah. All the stuff is on that EP, yeah.
Yeah, the only other song is Ride Into the Sun, which they redid for Retroactive in '93.
Oh yeah, that's
right. I did
right.
not know that.
Yeah, it's got some cool
I did
stuff
not
on
know
there.
that either.
But yeah, I just don't like how that's got that fake audience sound in the beginning of that song, and then it almost kind of reminds me of Sanctuary from Iron Maiden's first album. Just
I
that's
song,
right.
Wayne,
In the U.S., Sanctuary was on the record.
Yeah. What are you saying, Lou?
I said I love Sanctuary. Don't say the wrong thing, Wayne.
I love that song too.
I don't like Sanctuary. That's why I don't like Rocks Off. It has the same kind of feel to it.
I love
Too many
Sanctuary, including the demo version, but since we're talking about, albums, 1980 new wave of British heavy metal bands, when they went a little too 70s and it didn't work, never been a fan of Strange World.
Oh, I like that one. I don't mind that one. But the reason why they sound very similar to me because the song has a lot of stops and startups again, and that's what's very similar with those two songs, and that's why I don't really like it. But yeah, they're like the first side of the album. I mean, there's really no bad songs on here. It's another really good side. What about you, George? Any particular song of side 2 that you like?
Not really, no.
You're never coming back on the show again, you know.
I thought I was just here to smile.
Until the next time.
And hold up the cat once in a while when he walks by.
Yeah, where is the cat?
I don't know. Where the hell he went?
Oh, and not that this is King Diamond, but favorite lyrics from this record during Rock Brigade. When he says, "Might even nail your sister." That's fucking poetry right there.
It is poetry. Lou.
3 favorite tracks on this album are from side 2. Wasted, Answer to the Master, and Overture. Wasted is the only song that Def Leppard will even remotely perform live tonight if they feel pressured for an encore. And it kills me because I think they've only performed it in New York once, and I was not at that show. It was the same show I think they did Ring of Fire at, which is one of my favorite Def Leppard songs from later days. And it just kills me. I don't understand why they ignore this album. They
ignore this one and they ignore High and Dry.
That's not true. They do not ignore High and Dry.
Well, except for Bring It On a
Heartbreak.
That's it.
And Switch 625, and sometimes they'll play Let It Go.
That's very rare. But
call me when they do Lady Strange.
Yeah, exactly. But when they did the remasters and the deluxe versions of the albums, they didn't do this one and they didn't do High and Dry.
Well, they actually released them both together as the early years.
Right. They finally broke down and did it because I guess people were bitching at them to do it. But they also released the Volume 1 box set, so it's in there as well. But then, they did make the separate box set for this album and High and Dry. And, they didn't do the deluxe versions for them.
I find that so odd because there's so much extra material from this era. I mean, you have the EP, but they were on, was it John Peel? No, maybe it was just the Radio 1 sessions. But, they were on there 3 or 4 times between 79 and 81.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hell, I think they were on there twice in 1980, actually.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense why they just kind of shun this era of their discography, and two, even with the Volume 1 that they released, and with the box set of this album and the High and Dry, they didn't release some of those older songs. They didn't do there's another cat. They didn't.
It's the Rat Salad Pussy Show.
I'm going to change the name of the show, Cat Salad Review.
Okay. Well, this is Cupcake.
Cupcake.
I did not name her.
Yeah. But I don't know why they still leave off some of those demos or whatever, and they don't put them on the remasters.
The reason why is because if you compare album sales, obviously, I
understand that. But if you're going to do deluxe, I know. Go ahead.
I was going to say, because in their minds, since it didn't sell as much as Power Mania and Hysteria, then to them, it's not as relevant to their career as Pyromania as Hysteria. It's a simple marketing standpoint.
No, I totally get that. But if you're going to release the albums in deluxe versions, release all the shit that goes before this. That should be in the box set.
I agree.
If it's going to sell, if enough of it will sell to make it worthwhile, they'll do it.
And obviously they finally did it, so it has to be, selling fairly well.
I mean, the big, if you want to call it a knock, on Def Leppard was a lot of people said they weren't heavy enough because they were catering to women. It's well, duh. I mean,
yeah, right.
You cater to women, the men are going to go follow where the women are. So, that early stuff wasn't more
heavy.
Yeah, the earlier stuff was, not as commercial, if you will. So it didn't have as big a fan base.
Right. I don't think there's really not too much commercial stuff on here. Like on High and Dry, there's a couple songs on there that can be commercial. Obviously, Bringing On the Heartbreak is it's the most commercial sounding.
See, this album's more pure. It's more true to who they were.
Exactly.
When they were coming up.
Yeah, and I mean, really outside of the lyrics to Hello America, the rest of the song isn't out of line at all with the rest of it. It's just kitschy and silly what he's singing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it sticks in your head. It's like an earworm.
Yes, it does.
And,
Yeah. I every time
Everything on here is super catchy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Stop eating my hair.
But that song's the intro for Hello America, it always sticks in my head for some reason. Every time if I hear somebody say the word America, I hear Hello America.
Hello, America.
Every time.
Hello, America. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
Anything else anybody wants to talk about with this album?
Anytime someone says California, I hear him sing California.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Me too.
I think if you want to hear where Def Leppard went in their career, then you need to hear about where they came from and realize this was a band that was on fire with the original lineup. They had the right songs, they had the right producer, and it came out at the right time. And as far as I'm concerned, call it what you want. Call it British heavy metal, call it hard rock. It's a good fucking album. And honestly, and I say this as a Def Leppard fan, they should sincerely stop shunning the first two albums, because they should always remember that those bands that got them to the top were the ones that were there who were there for them at the beginning. Yeah. So
this album is almost like a bridge, if you will, in a sense of you can hear the 70s influences, and it was kind of a transition album into all that 80s stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It wasn't that intention, obviously, but it seems like that's where it went.
But yeah, so Def Leppard, please give this album some more recognition than it deserves. And,
yes, everybody buy it.
Everybody
it's the best
needs to buy this
one.
album.
Trust me.
It's a very cool album, and also too, notice the Def Leppard logo is a little different.
Yep, it's got
like
two. The F has two hooks.
Two lines,
Is it?
and then there's like a little J thing on the bottom of the F as well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it looked the same way on High and Dry.
Oh, I see what you mean.
No, I didn't.
Nope.
They tweaked it.
High and Dry is where they started using the red and gold font color that they would be notorious for.
Yeah. So there's a little tidbit for you. And I thought there was something in the license plate on this truck.
Greg, can you confirm?
2MS
I
180.
believe
I thought that meant something.
Wayne's right. It does mean something, but I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
God. It says 2MS 180. I know it means something off the top of my head. I can't remember what. I could be wrong, too. I could just be making that up.
Come on, Dr. George. You got Wikipedia.
I don't know what it is. You want me to Google it? You got to Google it real quick.
I was hoping Lou would have that on the top of his head, but he didn't.
No, but there is one Def Leppard shirt I want to get.
What's that? Can't see it.
Back it up a little bit.
Yeah, can't see it. No, it's blurring out because you got your background blurred, so it just blurs out.
Okay, so basically, it could be purchased on unmetal.bigcartel.com. It's spelt correctly, Def Leppard, with the leopard's head in the middle of the star of the triangle and the circle, and it says on the bottom, "What?"
If you hold it on an angle, I can kind of see it. There you go, better. Oh yeah, okay. Def Leppard. You like all those corny shirts, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right, Greg. Anything else you want to add to this album?
No, not really. I think I pretty much covered everything.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Greg, right now that angle, the album looks bigger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, it is in a way.
That's
Not
right, it is.
literally, but figuratively.
Again, thank you for joining us, George. Timeless Haunt. Where can we find you?
www.timelesshaunt.com. You find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm sure we're on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere online. You can find us.
Right. And what's the name of the new album, by the way? I forgot to ask you that.
Dark for Life.
Dark for Life.
Dark for
And
Life.
where can we find that?
Nice. It's blurring again.
It's blurred. Yes, that's the best way to see it. Blurred.
You can purchase it through our website, through our Big Cartel store, our Bandcamp store, or you can also get it through Storm Star Records.
Cool.
And look at that. Lou is modeling the wonderful Timeless Haunt t-shirt. high quality. Look at that.
Look at that. And
Sexy.
the design is actually what is it? Stitched into the fabric, right?
Yeah, it's called sublimation. Yeah. The design literally is somehow adheses into the fabric, stitched in or something. I don't know exactly how, but it won't wash out. It won't fade.
So it'll be the last shirt
Pretty rad.
that you'll ever have to throw away because
That's correct.
it'll just
It
be
won't
there
wear
forever.
out. You'll throw it out because you're sick of it, not because it's worn out.
And don't forget, everybody, to wash it low cooled and to dry it low tumble.
Low cooled.
Low cold. Low. Bleh. Sorry, I've been up since 5 a.m. Low cool.
And George, you got socks too, right?
Yeah, I do actually.
You got socks, and you got
It's a Dark for Life sock.
you got bandanas or something, right?
I do. And I have the Haunted Symphony sock. And I have bandanas. It's turned in from Def Leppard to the Timeless Haunt merchandise promotional show.
We're done with Def Leppard.
Yeah. So we've got this thing.
Yeah, you can go rob banks with that.
I can. Nobody's going to know who the hell you are.
And you can have full confidence in your Timeless Haunt socks because we tested them in the best way possible. Yes,
See?
that's right. We put them in bars of soap and beat the shit out of weight.
Come here, Fig. Come here.
Lou, where can we find you and your show? And I know you have a new website. What is it?
MusicIsLifePodcast.com. So you can find more about the show there. You could also catch it weekly on Rat's Eye Review and on Screams from the Grave.
Here he is.
Hey, Fig, what's up?
There's Figaro.
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 All right. RatsEyeReview.com. We will see you guys next time. Until then, I bid you adieu.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
See y'all.
Later.
What?